Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Jen, your monster buddy, here to share my love of cult films, music, movies, books, and television with you. Please like and subscribe for more content like this. I post videos once a week. Alright, so let's get to the review. This week we're reviewing Donnie Darko, which was released in 2001 and has an 8 out of 10 on IMDb and an 87% on Rotten Tomatoes. It was written and directed by Richard Kelly, starring Jake Gyllenhaal, Drew Barrymore, and Patrick Swayze. The film is set in 1988 and follows the odd and possibly mentally ill Donnie Darko, who's experiencing symptoms of schizophrenia while experiencing hallucinations and having apocalyptic visions. The film is set over the course of 28 days, following Donnie as he is guided by the menacing bunny Frank, who shows him visions of his own demise. After averting a near-death experience, Donnie is led on a twisted adventure full of strange encounters, revelations, visions, vortexes, and alternate realities. Ultimately, Donnie chooses to die in order to write his own timeline and prevent the death of his loved ones and possibly the end of the world, maybe? Anyway, that's kind of the plot of the movie. There's a lot more that happens in Donnie Darko. The soundtrack is stunning, the visuals are amazing, but again, it takes a lot to analyze and take apart this movie. I had one interpretation while Brandon had another. It seems like almost everybody I know has a different take on the meaning of Donnie Darko. I kind of felt like it was sort of alluding to rabbit holes, alternate timelines, alternate dimensions, as well as kind of playing with the idea of maybe this character is mentally ill or maybe he's not and he's just actually seeing things the way they truly are. This film is one of those films. It opens itself to those kind of different interpretations. That's why it's lasted so long in popularity and become such a cult film, because it makes your noodle a little bit. It makes you really think about the meaning of the film, and it's also enjoyable. It doesn't take itself entirely too seriously. There's twisted, dark humor that is throughout the entire film, and the characters are interesting. I'm curious to hear what you think the film meant, or if you agree or disagree with my synopsis or overall review of the film. Let me know in the comment section below. I'm really curious to see what you have to say about it. Let's get into how the film informs the art. Now, if you're new to my channel, this is the section where I discuss how the film has influenced my art, either through aesthetics, a character, or just the general direction the art is moving in. Obviously, I picked the character Frank. It's iconic, it's creepy. When I think of Donnie Darko, I think of Frank the bunny. I think of the character that led Donnie on his journey, so of course I was going to sculpt Frank. As I was sculpting this, I was also listening to the soundtrack. Now, I don't discuss this a ton in my previous reviews, but I love to listen to music while I'm sculpting. I do the voiceover later, but while I'm working, I am listening to music. So I was listening to the soundtrack of Donnie Darko, which helps me get back into the place. I always rewatch the film to get my analysis down, and then I will listen to the soundtrack as I'm working, as I'm sculpting it, and as I'm painting it. So as you can see, I used metallic paints in order to give it the same look of the Frank the Bunny mask, which was actually welded. This is polymer clay, so of course I painted it and wanted to give it that metal finish and that Frank's mask had in the film. The inspiration is apparent. I am a huge fan of Donnie Darko, and I really enjoyed the opportunity to get to watch the movie again, to listen to the fabulous soundtrack, which had songs by Joy Division, Church. Oh man, it was very awesome. Since it was set in 1988, there was a lot of really good throwback dark wave songs that popped up in the film. Thanks for watching. I'm Jen, and let's keep it spooky, friends.